Hello and welcome to SAS Junior Math. Today we are going to be looking at vertically opposite angles. In our last video, we looked at the different types of angles and we ended our lessons with complementary and supplementary angles. Then I said complementary angles are angles that when you add them together, it gives us 90 degrees, and supplementary angles are angles that when you add them together, it gives us 180 degrees. So, in our today's video, we're going to be looking at vertically opposite angles. Now, this is an example, or this is a diagram showing vertically opposite angles. But first thing first, when you see two lines intersecting, when two lines intersect, then that point of intersection is the point where they share the vertex. Now, if I should look at it this way, you will observe that this angle is sharing the same vertex point with this angle here. So this angle is equal to this other angle. So angle N is equal to angle N. Now let's look at this same point. If I should trace it here, you see that this vertex point, they both share the same vertex point because this angle here is also equal to this angle here. So I can say that angle M equals angle M and angle N equals angle N. So this is an example of what? Of vertically opposite angles. And there are two features you should know here. When you find yourself in this situation whereby you have two lines intersecting at a point, one, we all know that the point, it means that it shares a vertex point on this angle. This point shares this angle and this other angle, so angle N equals angle N. And this same vertex point, if you observe that the angles look the same because of what? They share the same vertex point. And there's another feature you should know, and that second feature is that we know that this is a straight line, and from this straight line, four angles are formed, and of which the top side, which is angle M and angle N, is formed, and the down part, which is also same as angle M and angle N, is also formed. So what do you observe? That this is a straight line, and a straight line that is having two angles at the top, two angles below. It means that we are going to be looking or talking on supplementary angles. And let's not forget that supplementary angles are angles that gives us 180 degree. And apart from that, this is a straight line. A straight line, angles on a straight line is always 180 degrees. So these are the two things you are going to be looking at or watching out for when solving questions relating to vertically opposite angles. So which means you can calculate your answer by looking at the angles that share the same vertex points, or you can also calculate using the angle on a straight line. Now let's look at this question without wasting much of our time. Now let's look at the first question. The first question says, find the values of P and Q. Find the values of P and Q. So how do we find the values of P and Q? We can solve this using two methods. The first method is the fast one, and of which we all know. So the first method is, we know that P, we know that this is the vertex point. And if you look at this vertex point, this angle is equal to this angle. See, they both share the same angle because of the vertex point, and this angle is also equal to this angle here. So this 60 degree is equal to that of angle Q, and P is also equal to that of what? Angle 120 degrees. So automatically, there's no need for me to stress myself. I will just say that P equals 120 degrees. Reason, vertically opposite angles. And Q is automatically 60 degrees. Reason, vertically opposite angles. Same reason. That is why. And the second method is, we all know that this is a straight line, and angles on a straight line equals 180 degrees. So I can find the value of P by saying 60 plus P, 60 degrees plus P equals 180 degrees. Reason, angles on a straight line. So automatically to make P stand alone, say P equals, this is positive 60 degrees. So if it crosses or if it passes through the equality sign to the other side of the equation, it becomes negative. So I'll say 180 minus 60 degrees. So P equals what? 120 degrees. So now we know that P equals 120. What method did I use? I used the fact that angle on a straight line equals 180. So 60 plus P. So my P here is what? 120, which is equivalent to the one we have here. And same goes to Q. I can also say my Q is 120, sorry, I just have to manage this, but 120 degrees plus Q equals 180 degrees. Reason, angles on a straight line. So I will say, to make Q stand alone, what am I going to do? This is positive 20. As soon as it passes through the equality sign, it becomes negative. So 180 degrees minus 120 degrees, and my Q equals 60 degrees, which is equivalent to the one we have up here. So as you can see, that these two methods works, but the fastest method is to immediately recognize that this is vertically opposite angles. So let's look at the second question. The second question is, we are told to find the values of x, y, and z. So what do we do? Find the values of x, y, and z. So I'll use the first method, but the second method can also be used. So we are going to use vertically opposite angles. Now, as you can see that this is the vertex point that they both share. So this is angle 52. Automatically, the angle I'm seeing here that is opposite, you can see, it is opposite to themselves. So I will say automatically x equals 52 degrees. Reason, vertically opposite angles. Then from here, since we have written that x equals 52 degrees, now how do we get the values of y and z? How do we get the values of y and z? So now I can write 52 degrees here. The other way we can do is, how do we get y and z? Now we know that I cannot just say y is, I know y is vertically opposite as z, but y is unknown and z is also unknown. So what do? What we can do is just make sure we take a pair. For example, I can say 52 plus z, 52 degrees plus z equals 180 degrees. Reason, angles on a straight line. So we have z equals 180 degrees minus 52. 180 minus 52 equals 128 degrees. So since my z is 128 degrees, then automatically my y will be what? 128 degrees. Reason, vertically opposite angles. So if my z equals 128 degrees, automatically my y will be 128 degrees. And also, number 3, since this is 49 degrees, then what is going to be my a? My a will automatically be 49 degrees. Reason, vertically opposite angles. Now let's not forget that they share the common vertex point, and this side is automatically equal to this side. Now since we have found 128 as our y, as our z, then automatically our y will also be 128. Reason, because they share the same vertex point. So this side is going to be equal to this side. So I hope with this I believe you can now understand or know the basic concept of what of vertically opposite angles. And to do a quick summary on this, if you are asked to solve questions on this, two things the fastest is find the vertically opposite angles. But if you find yourself in a situation whereby you cannot easily find the unknown angles using vertically opposite angles, you can as well save yourself by making sure that at least you find two angles whereby they are always straight to each other, in such a way that when you add them up, it gives us 180 degrees. So two methods. It's either you use angles on a straight line, that we all know that angle on a straight line equals 180 degrees, and you can as well find the angles that are opposite to themselves. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.